Thursday, March the 30th. Police at driving school. Mirror, signal, racism. Big cat snaps. Backpuss goes mental. Paris failed drug test and spelling and 11 plus. Please welcome Mr. Iain Lee.
Come on. Hello and welcome to the 11 o'clock show. Yet again, our brave boys in the Paras have been caught taking drugs. But what can you expect when you take a valley full of Welsh inbreds and tell them to become a crack squad? They were well happy. They thought the Paras were the wheelchair regiment. But they, think about it. Not too long, it's not brilliant. But they need people like me, perfect army material, don't you think? I've got the skills. Every single morning I erect a tent with my bedsheet and I've used my bayonet in plenty of trenches. It's a euphemism. I'm talking about my cock. Let's go along with it. And I used to love listening to my granddad tell me how he pumped a full round into Jerry. And that was a long time before she joined the Spice Girls. But I have done my bit. I was in the Territorial Army and I went out to the Gulf. Believe me, it was the toughest experience of my life. Not the fighting, but the commuting. I had to be back at work first thing Monday. It's slow, but the rest of the show's fantastic, I promise you. But I was only a humble barman, but I did my duty, and it still haunts me to this day. The terrible stench, the flashing lights, the blood, the gore, the gaping wounds, the horror, the horror! Christ, that was a terrible pub. And the joke, apparently, but it doesn't matter. But enough of this balmy army banter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a girl we'd all fight for, Miss Daisy Donovan. Come on, cheeky. This way. This way. You're doing your one-man Mexican wave there.
Just me doing the wave. Thanks, Liebchen. Now, 18,000 police are going to have new driving tests because they've been hurtling around like Noddy on crack. Makes me wonder what the old tests were like. Something like this. At the next junction, I want you to turn right, so if you could please indicate left. And when I hit the dashboard, I'd like you to perform an emergency stop, as if a newsreader had stepped into the road.
How dare you criticise our police, Daisy?
You know, like the stereotypical constable's voice.
Very nice. But what's happening in tonight's show?
Well, before you ask, actually, I'm going to tell you.
I just did.
Ricky Gervais gets caught in the web. And we'll be questioning stars of the bill, Samantha Robson and kinky afro Carl Collins. As for Iain...
I'll be talking to jazz phenomenon Cleo Lane about life, the universe and Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes?
Now it's time for the headlines.
Hi there.
Hi.
Tonight's top stories. Scientists have discovered that a lengthy index finger could be a sign of homosexuality. E.T. go homo.
Prince Charles has denied that he has given up beef for Lent. Apparently, all he said was, I'll have to give up munching on the old cow for a while.
In the world of showbiz, Graham Coxon of Blur gets to work on the artwork for the new box set.
Edinburgh is to have the country's first gay police station. A spokesman for the Met said that's nothing. We've had bent coppers for years.
The Women's Institute members who posed nude for a calendar to have a movie made about them. Director said it would be a short animated film with the working title Baggy Puss.
A woman was jailed yesterday for hiring a clown to carry out a contract killing. Unfortunately, the original profile of a tragic clown with a stupid grin on his face led to the arrest of this man.
And those were tonight's headlines. This weekend, the Six Nations climaxes as the England rugby team travel to Murrayfield to beat Scotland and take the Grand Slam.
Here's Danny Boy with his report.
Rugby. You either love it or you think it's a bit shit. Either way, it's a bit shit. Last weekend we witnessed scenes we thought we'd never see on a British rugby pitch. At last, something exciting was happening. But unfortunately this was rugby league, not the overblown homoerotic bum chummery of its effeminate cousin, rugby union. To the untrained eye, this may appear like 30 men jamming their heads up each other's arses, but the seasoned observer will tell you they sometimes grope each other's bollocks as well. This Sunday, Scotland take on England in the Calcutta Cup. It's the finale of the Six Nations, or 8 nations if you include the Australians and New Zealanders pretending to be Welsh. England will be hoping to add another Grand Slam title to their trophy cabinet, while Scotland look more than likely to add to theirs. Many feared the inclusion of the Italians this year would simply lead to a new whipping boy in the tournament. It did. The Scots proved no match for the Italian front row and their no-nonsense Sicilian-style approach. Despite an impressive debut, one area the Italians need to improve on for next year is their level of concentration.
Look at me, look.
To the vast majority of us, this Sunday's match is less meaningful than the latest Venga Boy lyrics. But to the entire marketing department of dimwit, smallcock and twat, this is an excuse to prance around naked, drinking pints of each other's piss. So can Scotland cause a major upset by actually beating England this Sunday? No. Frankly, they've got more chance of getting their hands on these Calcutta Cups. This is Danny Boy for the 11 o'clock show, Twickenham.
Can you do that? Fair enough then.
Today's high-tech world can sometimes feel frighteningly complex. To understand it, you have to buy books with titles like The Idiot's Guide or Computers for Dummies.
Unfortunately, there's no fuckwit's guide until now. Please welcome the world's least likely technology expert, Mr. Ricky Dean Gervais. Brought some of your scary mates with you tonight, have you?
All right.
From Reading.
Yeah, well, it's a week since we launched our website and been a good success. In fact, a bit too good because we actually got 10,000 hits immediately. So this is people watching the show, go, I like this show. They've got a website, I better go and look at it. Well, the show's on now. No, I must look at the website, I wonder what's on tonight. Same people start their own website about themselves. This is the biggest source of information in the universe. And I want to talk about some of the things people put on it. And I've got some more interesting facts,
Is this what you found on the web?
I love these. Right, OK. This is one someone's put on. Absolutely true, apparently. The fingerprints of the koala are so similar to human prints, they could be confused at the scene of a crime. What crime would that be, then? The great fucking eucalyptus robbery. Right? Oh, this is great. You'll love this. You can lead a cow upstairs, but not down. That's to do with the fact that their joints are backwards. But think of the poor bastard who found it out the hard way. Come on, amateur, downstairs. I don't go downstairs. My wife's only 10 minutes. Wow. Why didn't you tell me? Well, you didn't tell me what you were going to do. What? The dress and the lipstick didn't give you a clue, right? You know they've got blow-up sheep now? This is... I just thought something.
Yeah.
The blow-up sheep, right? Get them in pawn shops and stuff.
Oh.
You know, don't you? Of course you do.
Yeah, but I've not used them, but I'm aware of them.
No, right? Now, blow-up women are for obviously people who want to shag but can't get a real woman. How fucked are you if you can't get a real sheep? I mean, not even an ugly one. Oh, this is nice. Elephants have been caught swimming up to 2 miles offshore in the Indian Ocean. That's an interesting fact, but it's the language they use. Caught swimming, like it's illegal. They're doing what? I've told them so many times.
What, you being there?
It's a boat, it's me in a boat.
OK.
Yeah.
You're wanking a man off behind you, sorry.
A huge
Shall I stand
rudder.
there
A
with
huge
that?
rudder, yeah. All that surf, right?
So go on, you're in your boat.
What are you doing? Nothing. Are you swimming? What's that? Beach ball. Look how far offshore you are. 50... No, it's about 2 miles, isn't it? Did you see the sign, no swimming? Then why are you swimming? We forgot.
Elephants never forget, come on.
So you got a man there, right, by the French window, and he's been bludgeoned to death, and all the detectives around there, like, yeah, he obviously came in through the French window. Quincy turns up, and they go, it's OK, Quince. It's OK, it's an open and shut case. Some blokes broke in and costumed. Quincy goes, oh, yeah, was it a bloke, was it? They go, well, yeah, fingerprints are everywhere. He goes, oh. No, she's obviously ruled out the possibility of it being 5 koala bears standing on each other's shoulders wearing a long coat and a trilby hat. They're probably pawns in the game, though. See, what I think is they send these little koalas out to do the crime, and Mr. Big, the big koala, he's getting stoned in the eucalyptus tree, and they come to him and they go, oh, Governor, Quince is onto us. Why? All the fingerprints. Well, you should have worn gloves. Well, we didn't know. Anyway, what's Quincy doing investigating crimes? He's a pathologist. No, but he's also a top detective. He's not. He's a nosy fucking cunt.
Gervais! Where's our Ricky Gervais? Man.
Newtown Milton Keynes now wants to be a city, despite the fact that the word city usually means bright lights and bustling streets, not a nightlife that revolves around kicking a bucket near a concrete cow.
But should it get its upgrade? I asked the town's most dignified inhabitant, Cleo Lane, to show me the sights.
Later on this year, one lucky town in Britain will be awarded city status. One of the contenders is Milton Keynes, famous for being a shithole. But is it really as simple as that? I decided to speak to local resident and queen of scat herself, Cleo Lane, to find out. Cleo, lovely, thank you very much for joining us and showing us around Milton Keynes.
My pleasure.
Where are we now?
We are in the theatre that John Dankworth and I started over 30 years ago, before Milton Keynes even existed. I've always thought of Milton Keynes as a city.
But it's not a city, though, is it? You're saying that, but it's not.
I don't care about that. Everybody thinks of it as a city. There are enough people in living here now that would make it a city.
That doesn't count that they think it's a city and there's people. It's not, is it? It's a town. Do you think it would stand more chance of becoming a city if they named a street after you? They could call it like Cleo Lane or something, couldn't they?
I should.
Milton Keynes, of course, is based on the grid system. Based on the New York sort of grid system. Why have they not taken any of the glamour and excitement from New York as well and brought that over?
Well, I think we're British and we should remain British, don't you think so?
I do agree.
When I sing, I say can't, not can't.
You also say ba-da-ba-ba.
That's true, but that's me. Right, okay.
Do you not find, though, when your husband's at home jazzing off, that it gets on your tits after a while? You just go, stop it!
No.
Never?
Never. This is the theatre district.
How many theatres are in the theatre district?
Just the one big one and a theatre for drama.
So more of a sort of theatre location than a district, really.
As it's a new city, one has to build these places gradually.
One of the things we've noticed about being in Milton Keynes, the town, is that a lot of it is lies. Like you say, it says theatre district, it's one theatre. You're saying city, it's a town. Do you know what I mean? It's a town.
I've never thought of it other than a beautiful, big, very modern, brand new city.
Town. Brilliant. That's what we need there. Nice town.
Quite clever city.
Are there other famous local celebrities living here?
I don't know of any, but I'm sure there must be.
But you could be the most famous person living in Milton Keynes.
Could be, isn't that great?
Hang on, Kevin Waitley lives here. He used to be an Inspector Morse, so you're the second. If you had to sum up Milton Keynes in one word, how would you do it?
Desirable.
Can you be honest?
That is being honest.
All right. So there we have it. In its quest to become a city, Milton Keynes has certainly got a lot in its favour. Attractive housing developments, a theatre and plenty of jazz. And that's something I'm going to be researching via this jazz mag. This has been Iain Lee, the 11 o'clock show, Milton Keynes. Brilliant.
You see what we did there?
Very nice. Cheesy jazz, eh?
Shut up.
Oi!
That's it for part one. Still to come in part two, we pull over the Bill, Samantha Robson and Carl Collins.
And straight after the break, we've got classic clips of a 70s icon hung like a horse and shooting his bolt. Don't miss it.
Ooh.
...1974, and Red Rum wins the National for the second time in a row. He's the most famous horse ever. I can't even name another horse. Apart from Shergar and Black Beauty and Champion the Wonder Horse and all those horses in the High Chaparral. Actually, that's quite a few. Funny how you can always remember more horses than your first thought.
Very good, very good.
And that all happened 23 years ago today, Thursday the 30th of March.
Coming up, Dave Attell reports on gun law in America.
But first, we would now like to apologise for remarks we made yesterday during an item on Oscar winner Phil Collins.
During our tribute to Mr Collins, genuinely intended as a salute to one of Britain's most brilliant entertainers, a number of small technical errors crept in. Our profile should have been titled Phil Collins, a musical master, and not was broadcast Phil Collins, a musical masturbator.
During our analysis of Mr. Collins' most famous hit, In the Air Tonight, we misquoted several vital lyrics. The original chorus actually contains the line, I can feel it coming in the air tonight, oh Lord, and not, as was broadcast, I can feel my wife's run off with a painter, still never mind, I'll get married again, then callously dump her by fax like a dead-eyed fucking shark, oh Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Finally, a mix-up during pre-production led to several confusing mistakes. The album's face value, No Jacket Required and Hello, I Must Be Going were replaced by Arse Value, No Jacksy Required, and Hello, I Must Be a Bald, Useless, Arse-Face Shit. We are sorry for this inexcusable error.
And that concludes our apology to the big whining twat.
Daisy, I'm ever so slightly confused. What have we got next?
Come with me, and I'm going to tell you what.
Why, what's happening?
Nothing to worry about, don't panic. Here, I'll take your hand. I'm going to tell you about tonight's guest. They're both used to seeing a rubber glove on the inside of a prison cell. She's the TV copper, better looking than Tyne Daly. He's the Bobby with bigger hair than Rico Tubbs in Miami Vice. Will the stars of the bill crack under extreme interrogation? Let's find out, Iain, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Robson and Carl Collins.
Right.
Oh, excuse me.
Interview commencing about 11:20ish. It is my duty to inform you both. You have the right to remain silent, but if you do, this bit will be quite shit, so if you could talk as much as you can, it'd be lovely.
OK, Carl Collins, 30 years old. You play Danny Glaze in The Bill. Can you describe your character for us?
He's a very nice detective. He's the one with the big hair.
Can you explain the significance of the afro?
The significance is so that when he was a PC, when he was uniform, he didn't really need to wear a helmet. He just got a silver foil badge put on the front.
Very smart.
Now, any previous convictions? Have you ever broken the law before yourself?
Carl Collins has.
What has Carl Collins done?
I went over the speed limit in my motor vehicle.
Now, Samantha Robson, age 31. I believe you play Vicky Hagan in The Bill. Can you describe your character for us?
She's Erica.
Stop playing with the cup, for Christ's sake, woman.
I'd like some water!
Well, there's none left. Daisy drank
We're
it
going
all.
to starve you now.
Tell us about your character.
Vicky Hagan. She's area car driver. She's very tough, and she sleeps with the policemen who have murdered people.
Oh, really? I killed a man once.
And she likes them.
I'm tall enough to be a real policeman. You're a uniform officer. Do you ever worn the uniform off duty?
Only the pretend one I got from Ann Summers, yeah.
Oh, really? Is it shiny?
It's very shiny. Very short.
Really short?
Yeah.
How much are they? Very racy indeed. Now, are there any real-life brushes of the law you care to share with us?
Oh, only speeding like him.
Oh, really? So you do drugs? Fantastic.
That was my joke!
Ah! And I stole it off you.
Now, you both impersonate police officers on the telly. Do people ever get confused and think you're police off-screen? Do people ask you stupid questions?
Like these?
They ask stupid questions, but no one ever thinks I'm a copper. A police officer.
They don't expect you in uniform. They do. I get it a lot. I get it a lot. Even when I
But
look
people
really...
think you're a police officer?
Yeah, even when I'm on my bike looking really shit, people go, are you working? And stuff like that. But little old lady really thought I really
Are you sure they think you're a police officer?
He's very good, isn't he?
Now, do the real police teach you things?
Yeah.
Special things.
Yes, they do.
What do the real police teach you?
They taught you, don't wear your steel-toe-cap boots until you get in the back of the van.
So then you can really...
Because then you can really let loose.
Yeah.
Really?
You want to lull them into a false sense of security. Yeah. Either wear soft-soled shoes or Jesus sandals till you get in the back of the van.
Or
Then you can put on your
big
real steel.
fetish heels so you
Yeah.
can give her a good
You're
scamping.
perfect. I like it. What about handcuffing? They teach you that in the police?
Yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
how
You
many
have lots
handcuffs
of
have you
different
got?
ones. Furry ones,
Yeah.
rubber ones, plastic ones.
I just go for the scarves. Just go for the scarves.
She likes
I'm
the
not talking to you.
scarf.
Now,
I bought the police outfit.
Oh, really? I don't want to know what's going on there. Internal searches. They teach you how to do that? Have you done a course on internal searches for the bill?
Would you like a demonstration?
Yes.
Go on then.
Assume the position? Or...
Oh,
We thought maybe you'd like to do it.
I'd love it.
You've had lots of guest stars on the show. Denise Van Outen, Robert Carlyle, Leslie Grantham. Who would be your ideal guests?
I think I'd like to arrest someone like David Jason.
For what?
Well, for impersonating Del Boy, badly impersonating Peter Falk playing Columbo.
Man.
Well, terrible, isn't it?
That would be absolutely perfect. I do apologise, carry on. Now, my favourite character on the bill is PC Pisspot Jim Carver. But if he ever leaves, we think we've got the perfect replacement for him. He's good with the truncheon, likes polishing his helmet, the public love him, and he likes a drink. It's PC Michael Barrymore, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and Sam Robson and Carl Collins from the bill. Thank you very much. We'll let you go this
I'll do
once.
that one. Thanks.
Daisy, I've got to say, is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
I'm going to pick you up on 2 points there, Ian. Guns are illegal in this country, and secondly, I'm never pleased to see you.
But while guns are illegal in this country, they're not in the States. Our American correspondent, Dave Attell, has this report on gun crime.
Hi, guys. The big talk in the U.S. is gun control. President Clinton is putting the pressure on U.S. gun manufacturers to produce a safer handgun. Now, I know what you're thinking. Safer handgun? Hey, just stop making them. End of debate. I'm with you. I'm a rifleman myself. No, we need guns. We like guns. Now, owning a gun is guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. It's part of our history, our national character. Come on, you've seen our movies. What would they be like without guns? I mean, really? Would you pay £10 to see Keanu Reeves act? I don't think so. Now, I don't want to give you the wrong impression.
I'd like to buy a gun, please.
You can't just walk into a store and go, "I'd like a gun, please," and walk out and start blasting. No, you have to wait a day. We do have limits and regulations on gun ownership. You are ineligible to own a gun if you are a convicted criminal or mentally ill or an illegal user of narcotics and depressants. Now, I think they should add to that list. I think you shouldn't have a gun if you're a student from kindergarten to high school, or a jilted lover, or a day stock trader, or a member of a biased paramilitary group, or as we call it here in New York, the police. Either way, here's a little tip. If you come here on vacation, or as you call it, holiday, and the police stop you, remember this. Say, "I'm unarmed, don't shoot." Or if that doesn't work, say, "Stop shooting, you already got me." This is Dave Attell for the 11 o'clock show, New York.
They say that life is all swings and roundabouts, but not if you're a paedophile under a restraining order.
To find out who's swinging and who's spinning in this week's news, let's take a look at some good news, bad news. Good news.
The Queen was unflustered when the Australian PM touched her back. Bad news.
She did raise an eyebrow when she realised he wasn't using his hand.
Good news.
Britney Spears is to star in a remake of Dirty Dancing. Bad news.
In a tit-for-tat move, Patrick Swayze's had a boob job.
Good news.
A French city hired nasal police to locate the source of bad smells. Bad news.
They found the source. It's France.
Good news.
A woman who hired a clown to kill 2 people has been jailed. Bad news.
As the prison van drove away, the wheels flew off and the doors exploded.
Good news.
The 2 fat ladies' motorbike and sidecar is up for auction. Bad news.
The suspension's fucked.
That was this week's Good News, Bad News.
That's nearly all from tonight's show. Boo-hoo.
But before we go, we have exclusive footage from the director's cut of RoboCop, which includes this unreleased scene in which RoboCop receives oral pleasure from a field mouse.
Remember, if you enjoyed tonight's show so much you just want more, log on to our website at the address below.
Finally, we leave you with thoughts to carry you into a carefree slumber. Here's Ricky Gervais questioning the ideals of taste and decency. Sleep tight. Good night.
If you had to do one of those things had to happen, lose your little finger, stab a fish to death with a knitting needle, or get caught wanking.
Stab a fish with the needle.
Stab the fish with a needle.
Yeah.
What if it's a very expensive, it's a koi carp, it's quite a rare fish? OK, what would you rather do? Lose your finger, kill the fish with your bare hands, or get caught wanking?
With the bare hands.
So the fish?
Yeah.
OK, what if you get caught wanking by a girl you quite like? You quite like her, she's quite nice. She says, don't you do that, I'll do that. So kill the fish. What if you had to lose a little finger, bite the fish to death, or get caught wanking by an attractive lady?
Wanking by the attractive lady?
Yeah, OK, thanks very much.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.